So we're still setting up my meeting for Facebook Live. And my blue line has crossed.
Oh, we are live.
I think we are live. All right. So I am waiting to find on my page where we are live. Maybe I just have to move down a little bit. Oh, it's okay. It's starting to come up. So hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
If you are here with us, we are still working on getting better here. Okay. So yes, I can see us as live. So terrific. All right. Well, I am Holly Pitus, an emotion code practitioner, certified emotion code practitioner, and I am here tonight with Amber, who is an emotion code practitioner and also a certified body code practitioner. So Amber, how about while I'm checking out our comments here, how about if you give a little hello and give us a little information about the emotion code, what we're going to do tonight.
Hi guys, I'm Amber Salenbier. I'm a certified emotion code and body code practitioner, and I'm out in Ontario, Canada, about an hour west of Toronto. And so in order to, well, first off, let's talk about what the emotion code is. So the emotion code is an energy healing modality that was created by Dr. Bradley Nelson, and he's a holistic chiropractic doctor who came up with this really cool energy healing modality when he started seeing all of his patients come in and started talking to them and getting to know them, and realized that they were actually storing emotions within the body. And so what we do is we go in and we connect to your subconscious and we start releasing your trapped emotions. So there are 7 keys to a very successful emotion code session. The first one is that we need to be hydrated. So not only do we as the practitioner need to be hydrated, but you as the client needs to be hydrated, because we're made up of 80 to 90% water. Then we use a magnet, and it can be any magnet. Mine are just a fridge magnet. You can use your hand because your hand actually has magnetic energy in it. And you're going to go down the governing meridian in order to clear the trapped emotions. Next, we have muscle testing. So what we do we connect to you, and in order to get answers from your subconscious, we do applied kinesiology. So this is a yes, and this is a no. And it's a very simple technique in order to get answers as to what it is what you have trapped in the body. You know, you can walk down the grocery store aisle and go, do I need this supplement? Do I need this supplement? And your body will actually respond. And there's different ways to muscle test, but this is the way that I do it. We need a severity level. So how bad is your pain? So today we're working on neck and shoulders. So would you say that it's a 10 and that you can't really move your neck? Or would you say that it's, a 1 and that you're moving, but there's still a little tweak in it? By having the severity, it gives us a measure to determine, where we were at and where we finish. We need permission. Permission is extremely important. I wouldn't walk into your house or to, get into your car without your permission. I certainly am not going to enter your energy zone because it's actually a lot more sacred. If somebody's messing with your energy and you don't know it, because you can feel that on a physical level. We work by proxy. So what proxy is that 100% of my clients I do them all over the world. I have clients in Australia, UK, Africa, US, and even here in Canada, and I remotely connect to them. Either we connect on Zoom, or my client's favorite is they don't want to do the Zoom to Zoom thing. We've been doing this for 3 months now with work and everything else. We meet over Facebook Messenger or, email. And, I prefer to have our first one-on-one just so, I can see what you look like, we get to talk. All of the rest of my sessions are all done by me doing you by proxy and then sending you a report later. And then we have the emotion code chart. So the emotion code chart is there's 60 negative emotions on the chart. And what we do is we connect to your subconscious, and your subconscious goes, yeah, you know what? At heartache, is trapped in your left shoulder. And once we identify it, we'll bring it to the surface. And if you can feel energy, and not everyone can, I certainly cannot, you'd be able to, I usually get my clients to see if they can feel it, and it feels tingly or it feels like heat. And then they go in and see if they can feel it. And then once we've identified it, it'll come to the surface, and then we can release it.
Yeah, and the way the energy can be released, as Amber had said, we take the magnets and we go over the governing meridian. And if you think about all of the information that's contained on something like a credit card, and if you have the card and you run a magnet over your credit card, it completely erases all of the information that's on it, and the credit card is now invalid. So it's the same way when you have these negative trapped emotions. Also, another way to call them is just to say your emotional baggage. So by identifying the emotional baggage and saying, okay, yeah, that's what we want to get rid of. And by using this magnet, you can reset your your energy system, and you can just release the emotional baggage. So it's a really nice thing. So for people that are joining us today, I'm going to have to refresh, but what we'd like to do some demonstration work. And so we can give you a sample of what we're all about. And so if you'd like to volunteer, what we need to have you do is type in the chat, just say yes, and that means that you'll volunteer. You're giving us your permission. And then the next thing that we need is to have you identify the location of your discomfort. So for tonight, we're really focusing on people that have neck, shoulder, maybe head pain. And so if you want to tell us if it's on the left side or the right side, and then also give us a severity level. Do you think it's bothering you on a level of 5 or 10? Is it somewhat annoying? Is it really annoying? By knowing where that level starts, then we know we can track the progress of how we're releasing those trapped emotions that can be contributing to that neck or shoulder pain. And I think that it's also really common. So even though it might be something new for you to hear about the emotion code, there's a lot of people who say, oh, today's Monday, I know I'm going to have a headache. Or today is, the first day back from vacation, it's going to be a real pain in the neck. People also talk about having the weight of the world on their shoulders and things. And so by but some of these expressions that we use are just another way of telling that this is exactly where, when we have trouble, we've got a weak spot where this negative energy can go and take hold and get stuck. So I see that we've got a couple of people that are watching with us. If you can say hello, and don't worry, we won't bite. Just say hello and let us know that you joined us, because we really appreciate your support. So I guess one of the other things that we do, even though we're working tonight on the head and shoulder pain, I run a special stop smoking program. I'm just trying to find my little note here. So it's a special stop smoking program, which uses, I've partnered with a hypnotist, and so it's a combination of the emotion code and hypnotism that can help people get rid of the nasty smoking habit. And then also I've got a special heart for animals. Of course, most everybody has a special heart for animals. Hard not to love them, but I do really enjoy working, especially with dogs. And so this is a picture of me with my very beloved Ruger. He's since gone on to dog heaven, but he was a unique individual. I certainly wish I had the emotion code at my disposal when I had him, because he used to do a couple of interesting things. And I think a lot of times people, if you live with a pet, you know how emotional they are. They certainly have their own personality. When I started dating my husband, Ruger was not that thrilled with the fact that I was dating someone. So my husband would come over for a date, and Ruger would go immediately to the garbage can and put his head in the garbage can. And not so much that he would knock it over or anything, but he was just letting me know that he was dissatisfied. So had I been able to utilize the emotion code at that time, I would have been able to help Ruger release some of his negative trapped emotions. So anyway, always interesting. And I see that we've got a couple of people that are saying hello. So we've got Joshua with us tonight. And so Joshua looks like he is going to volunteer. He's got some left shoulder pain of a 6. And Linda Tate is here with us, saying hello to Holly and Amber. So Linda, thank you very much for coming to join us. I really appreciate it. So Amber and I have worked together also earlier this evening. And so I was able to work on a person earlier. Amber, I don't know if you want to volunteer to do Joshua, or if you would like me to do Joshua. I'm happy to do it either way.
You go right ahead. Joshua is actually my son, so you go right ahead.
Okay. Well, sometimes it helps to have a little bit of distance in between people too. So one of the things too, emotion code and body code practitioners can also do work on themselves, but sometimes trying to access that you have your yes and no answers that you can have verified with your subconscious, but you also have your personality that might be leaning in a certain direction. So it's nice to be able to have kind of the have somebody who's emotionally removed from the situation work on it. So okay, so Joshua, your left shoulder is about a 6. I'm going to make sure that you've had a little bit of water to drink, and you're volunteering. Lets me know that you have given us permission. Okay, so Joshua, I'm going to see if I can connect with you. Joshua. Okay, so Joshua got a good connection, very strong. So, okay, so now for Joshua, I'm going to speak as if I am Joshua because I'm connected to his subconscious. And so, am I having pain in my left shoulder on a scale of 1 to 10? Is it a 10? Is it a 10? Is it a 9? Yeah. Okay, so it's testing at like a 10. And so let me see if I can release this. Am I able to release this? Am I willing to release this? Am I able to release this? Okay, do I need to ask some more questions? Yes. So is this a trapped emotion? Is it a hidden trapped emotion? Is it a heart wall? Do I have a heart wall that's affecting my shoulder? Can I release this heart wall? Is it in column A? Is it in column B? Is it in column A? Is it in column B? Is it even? Is it odd? It's even. And so, Amber, as I'm doing this, do you want to talk a little bit? I'm thinking that the emotion code is actually pretty new for Linda, and so we didn't have a chance to really talk much about the chart. And so, if you could explain a little bit while I'm going to focus hard here.
Absolutely. So what she's doing right now is she is connecting to Joshua's subconscious through kinesiology, applied kinesiology, and asking different questions to gain different answers. So what she'll do is she'll find out exactly what emotions are trapped in his shoulder, bring them to the surface, and release them. So there are 60 emotions here on this chart. And your subconscious knows exactly what emotion is trapped, when it happened, how it happened. You know, it's like a play-by-play video of your entire life from the time that you were even conceived, all the way through to today. So, for example, you know, your emotions the emotions that you're carrying within your body might not even be yours. They could be absorbed. So if you're walking around and you're spending a lot of time with people and those people are feeling emotions, you could be absorbing their emotions. So if you are with a friend who has a, you know, heartbreak or, you know, feeling a little sad or something, if you don't fully release yourself from her emotions, you could be absorbing those. One of my favorite ones to release is inherited. So through our genes, if your parent, grandparent, great grandparent, I've gone as far as I think 121 generations, that, it's all carried down the line. And so we ask, is this emotion yours? Is it inherited? Did it come from your mom or your dad? Did it come from their mom or their dad? And so on. And then we just kind of follow the trail to see where this emotion was created. And we can determine, 8 generations ago, your grandfather had, felt vulnerable during a situation before the lineage was conceived. So it would have got trapped within his DNA, his genes. And then upon conceiving your lineage, it would have traveled down so that you have it, your children have it. And what's really cool is that once we are able to identify in that moment, your entire lineage is sitting here in the room with you, waiting for that to be released. And not only will you release it from everyone going back to the original person, but also going forward. So you'll clear it from your children and their children and so on and so forth. So that's really cool that not only are you healing yourself, but you're healing, your ancestors and whatnot. So I've had it where, somebody was working on me and they released some emotions that my grandmother was actually in the room. And while I struggled to believe and see spirits, I could actually feel, a touch on my hand. And it was the coolest thing I've ever experienced. As they were saying, I've had clients who have actually seen their ancestors. And, as we're releasing, they walk by and they say thank you to him, which was really quite cool because he's like, oh, no. I don't really believe in this stuff. But, the more that we can show it and prove it, the more that people start believing. How are you doing over there, Holly?
I'm doing well. So I'm releasing, right now I'm working on the alignment of the shoulders. So I'm releasing anger, releasing bitterness, releasing guilt, releasing hatred, releasing resentment, releasing hidden resentment.
So what she's doing right now is, we don't just work on the shoulder pain. We will go ahead and realign. So a lot of times people have headaches. What I do with a headache, for example, is I start with the neck, and whether the neck is aligned with the spine, I then correct it. And then the left and the right shoulder, I realign those. And then I do the hips to the spine and realign those. And then the left and the right hip so that you have one box, sort of. And then if it's a headache, I'll usually do the jaw, because usually when we have a headache, it's because we're grinding. We may not notice it, but we're clenching our jaws. So we throw our jaw out. So I realign that. And by that moment, once I've done all those realignments, the pain generally goes down, a notch or two just by doing that. And then I go deeper. And because I'm a body code, I don't just use the emotion code, I dig deeper. So what else is causing that headache? Could it be, you have a nutritional deficiency or you have sleep issues? So there's 6 imbalances that create the symptom. And I go through each of the 6 and I try and dig deeper. It's really cool because it's a lot like being a detective. What is going on with your headache? Oh, I didn't sleep last night. Oh, I didn't have a lack of water. Well, actually, your body is telling you that, you need some sort of protein, or, you have some sort of misalignment somewhere, or a circuitry issue. And so it'll actually take us down the rabbit hole, find what's going on and then backtrack. So I think of it as like, the old computer systems where you have, the directory and then you kind of go down, the subdirectories or whatever. Well, we do that. So you pick this and then, it kind of goes down this rabbit hole and then we clear it all back up and then it goes to the next one. And it's quite like following a rabbit down a rabbit hole, but having a specific reason. Like, I don't think I've ever found somebody who didn't have, by the end of it, the real root cause, which was really cool.
Yeah. So, all right. So Amber, I just want to say, I see a comment by Linda saying that she's open to it. So I'm taking that as maybe a volunteering. Linda, if you want to say yes, I don't know, Amber, if you'd want to work on her or not, but let me just tell Linda again that what we would want to do is have you say yes. Let us know about where your neck or shoulder or head pain is, and then give us a level of a 1 to 10. And so you can type that in sort of in shorthand too, if you just, do a yes and, like LS or LN for left neck or left shoulder, and then the severity level. So, and then Joshua, how are you feeling? So I did release a couple of hidden things, a little bit of a heart wall. And so I am testing that it should be relieved. So why don't you let me know how you're feeling, and let me know if the pain has released, and also if you felt anything during the session. Sometimes people feel a little bit tingly, or they feel hot, or they feel cold, or they feel happy. Some people feel sad. Some people want to weep or get a little testy. And some people get very giddy. So if you could give us some ideas, that would be terrific. So let's see. So I see Linda is saying that the neck on the right side is a 3-ish.
Okay, perfect. So I'll go in and I'll connect and then see what I can find, and I'll do some alignment stuff if you want to talk, Holly. I'll do this very quietly over here.
Okay, yes. And so Linda, I'm just looking at a little hydrate card. I'm not sure if you've been drinking some water today or not, but if you want to just, if you've got some close to you, that would be good. The water just really helps this energy system flow and helps Amber get a little bit better connection. I'm just looking over here at my comments here. I'm looking to
right now.
What Joshua might be. Oh, Joshua says it's a lot better. Thank you. Well, thank you, Joshua. I hope that it continues to feel better for you, and you let me know if there's anything else that I can do. And looks like Linda was saying something left side when, and I don't see it completed as a comment. And so I'm going to
I'm working on her left side.
So yeah, so again, what Amber is doing is she's asking the emotion code chart. She's going through and she's saying, trying to identify where the emotion is, and also talking about what kind of emotion it might be. We have different levels of emotions. It might be a trapped emotion. Some are hidden, some are inherited, some might be a vibrational resonance. And I think so sometimes when you walk into a room and somebody says hello to you and you think, wow, I wonder what's wrong with them, because their hello made you feel angry. Or when somebody also has some good vibrations coming out, their hello can make you feel really great. So I think sometimes we think that we don't really pick up on energy, or we're talking about an energy type of healing or energy system. If you consider it, you feel energy all the time. I'm getting a little message here that my internet's unstable, so I hope I'm not going to lose out here. But and I think Linda, you might even be able to know if when you're working with your kids, if they are in a good mood or a bad mood, or something is bothering them, they can say, oh, no, I'm fine. But it's like, you're like, no, I've got a sneaking suspicion there's something else going on. And it's just that you're picking up on their energy. So you don't need to do anything, actually. If you have some water, Linda, you can just drink a little bit. You maybe take some deep breaths. Amber's connected to you. She's asking some questions, and she's asking just yes or no questions to your subconscious. I'm not sure when I was working on Joshua exactly what her explanation was, so forgive me if I'm repeating this. But with the past events, we can pick up negative trapped emotions from really anything. And as I did hear Amber say, anything can cause anything. So sometimes the trapped emotions can be from something very minor. You overheard people talking and for some reason it didn't sit right with you. So maybe you overheard an argument and it wasn't even an argument you were involved in, but it bothered you. Could have been something you saw on TV, a scary movie that you just sort of remember. It could be even just watching the news. And so sometimes it's a very minor event that can trigger this trapped emotion, and sometimes it can be a very major event. So one of the beautiful things about this system also is that for people that have had some major trauma in their life, or maybe they were a victim of a crime, or had something really horrible happen to them, the nice thing about this system is that you don't have to retell that story. So it's not like a traditional therapy where someone says, the worst day of your life, tell me all about it, tell me everything that happened. You don't have to go through that. And so the nice thing about the system is that it can tie in directly to just what that emotion is. It's like, was there an event and did it leave a trapped emotion, yes or no? And then if it did leave a trapped emotion, which of the 60 emotions that are on the chart that are very common trapped emotions, which of them could it be? And so there's also ways of having it be possibly your own emotion or a hidden emotion. It could be something that you absorbed from someone else, or just having been a part of a bigger event that it could have stuck with you. And so some of the emotions, just while Amber is still working, I'm gonna just talk about some of them. So one of the ones just at the top of my page here is resentment. And that can be a feeling of displeasure or indignation at someone or something, regarded as the cause of an injury or an insult. Feeling bitter for having been treated unfairly, unwilling to forgive. Often this emotion comes along with animosity, which could be ill will that displays itself in action, strong hostility, or antagonism. Sometimes these sound like very big definitions. Wishy-washy is another one. It could be undecided, resolute, irresolute, without strength of character, lack of conviction,
Did we lose her? I don't know. Okay.
Concern over potential problems, concerned about a loved one in possible distress. So those are just a couple of the definitions of some of the different emotions.
So I'm all done on you, Linda. Go ahead and move around, get that energy flowing, because it's kind of like putting a rock into a river. These emotions get lodged within the energy. So once we remove them, we want to get that energy flowing again. So just move around and see how you're feeling, and see if that pain has reduced. I found a really cool one out of you is that you actually had a inherited emotion of creative insecurity from your dad going back 18 generations, which is really cool. And what creative insecurity is the feeling unsafe or untrusting of yourself in the act of creating or developing anything. So you want to create a new recipe or something, but you don't trust yourself to do it, or you feel unsure of yourself to go ahead and do that. So that was kind of really cool that I was able to pull that up. Like I said, it went on your dad's side 18 generations.
Yeah, so it's really amazing because you never know if it's your own stuff or somebody else's that has stuck with you. And so again, this is something that the emotion code is a really elegant system that's able to discover a lot of different levels of things. And so Linda, it'll be interesting if you could join us again next week. It would be wonderful to just hear how your week has been going, and if you're feeling any different. And that I see that you said, yep, that, so we're taking that as a positive, that pain has been released. And so hope you continue to feel better as the week goes on. So then I think we are just about at the end of our time. So again, thank you for joining me, Holly Pitus at getfeelingbetter.com and Amber Salenbier at releaseemotions.com. So join us again. We'll be here next week. So watch our pages to see the update on the times.
Yes,
So yeah. So all right, everybody. Good night.
night. Thank you.